He's basically a druid, and he's trying to figure out what his animal is going to be. Speaking of druids, what's up, fandom? I'm Josh.
Wow. I'm Connor.
And I'm Angel.
And today we're going to be talking about the 1996 classic Mighty Ducks. Not the Mighty Ducks, no. We're going to be talking about Space Jam. I did like that there was a Mighty Ducks reference in Space Jam. I thought that I was like, yes. There's a part where Bugs and Daffy, they had just got Michael's stuff and they're walking through the golf course, and he was like, I got an idea. Why don't we name, Daffy's like, why don't we name our team the Ducks? And then Bugs is like, what sort of Mickey Mouse organization would name their team the Ducks? And I was like,
I remember.
Slow clap. I wonder how much Disney got paid.
Fair. Yeah.
Like, I wonder how much you got to pay to just use Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yikes.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe, who knows? But yeah, so it was, so we watched last week was Space Jam: A New Legacy, starring LeBron James. And others. And then this one we have starring Michael Jordan with others.
The others are a slightly bigger deal in this one than they were in New Legacy.
It was pretty funny. Like, I did notice there were two people in this that I either forgot were in this film or didn't know, but Patricia Heaton is in this movie, who played Ray's wife in Everybody Loves Raymond. Right. And then Dan Castellaneta's in this movie, Homer Simpson. And I was like, oh, wow. Yeah, he's her wife. He's her husband in that scene when they're first going and they're getting Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley's power. They're sitting next to Patricia Heaton and Dan Castellaneta. And I was like, wow. Hey, I noticed Dan right away, and I was like, I know that guy. And then Patricia Heaton started talking. I was like, is that the wife of Everybody Loves Raymond? And it was. So I thought that was pretty funny. Also, what's interesting in this film, Wayne Knight has third billing in the credits. It goes Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, Wayne Knight. And I'm like, good for Wayne Knight. Danny DeVito doesn't even get third billing. Danny DeVito's way down there. And I was just like, Wayne Knight. Good for Wayne Knight. That's good for him. Good for Newman. Yeah. Or Dennis Nedry. The only two roles that I'll know him from.
Yeah. In this one, he's Stan.
So I
go ahead. Like the fact that Bill Murray's character is just called Murray.
Yeah. I mean, it's just that's Bill Murray.
Yeah, it's just Bill Murray as himself.
The end when Daffy, how did you get in? It's like, oh, and a friend of mine's the producer, so had somebody drop me off. I was like, that's good. That's good.
That's a good joke.
And because apparently I was reading some into it, Bill Murray was only supposed to be in the golf scene. He was only supposed to be in the golf scene, but he knew the director. And so the director was showing him, how they were doing the final basketball scene and everything like that. And Bill Murray was like, I want to be in there. And so they wrote him in to the basketball scene because Bill Murray. Yeah. They literally were just Bill Murray was like, hey, I want to be in this. And they're like, okay, Bill Murray can be in this. And Bill Murray was in the film more. So yeah, I thought that was a nice little thing. I think he just wanted a jersey.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. And it's good for him. At least he got a jersey out of it. When did you guys first see movie Space Jam?
It would have been, I can't remember. I think I would have been
I know it was sometime they ever showed a Cartoon Network. That's when I could remember.
The first time I remember seeing it was at a friend's house. I think I might have been like 10, maybe younger. Yeah.
I'm definitely old, so I saw that. I think my mom took me to go see that, and then we went to McDonald's and we got those cool McDonald's toys that had like it was like the basketball, but like they would link together. Like that was back when McDonald's used to love doing that type of crap. It would be like a train type thing, and they would link together. So you would link the hardwoods together, and you would roll them, and then like they would be like bouncing the basketball or like twirling around or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, I think I had like the Bugs and the Daffy and the Lola one. Nice. And I was like, yeah, and I have no idea where those are. So that kind of sucks.
I am 6 months older than this movie.
Good Lord. Now I'm definitely old.
In November, I was born in May of the same year.
Oh, geez. Wow. Yeah. Well,
the same year that the Nintendo 64 came out.
There you go. Do you remember going into your local Blockbuster and going to the Pokemon Snap machine, putting in your cartridge and downloading your Pokemon Snap pictures?
I didn't have Pokemon Snap. We had Super Mario. No, we had Donkey Kong 64. We had Mario Kart. What else? We had Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racing.
Yes, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Angel, what games did you have for the N64? You have Smash? Like Connor, did you have Smash?
No, we didn't get Smash until we had Melee.
So wow. GameCube. My goodness. Yeah. I never had a GameCube. That controller was very confusing to me.
Wii.
Yeah. Yeah, my family.
The Wii was very popular back then.
The good old Wii. I liked the Wii.
The Wii was a bold choice.
It was. Be able to race Mario Kart. All of that.
I loved Wii Sports. Like Wii Sports was like my jiggity jam. Like that was my thing.
Yeah. Wii Sports Resort was also pretty fun. Like the
well, now you get to play beach volleyball.
It made me feel like I was playing for real.
You can you get to like run along the beach.
You know the Olympics game is like that now.
Is it? Really? Oh, now I gotta get the Olympics game.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Like I noticed like
it's kind of like the Wii Sports. Like I played it before. It felt good.
Nice.
The Mario Golf, you can use the controllers like for the Mario Golf to make it like Wii Golf.
For like the new one?
Yeah. So you can use your little Joy-Con, but use it as the motion Joy-Con. Nice. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Neat. So Space Jam.
Space Jam, yeah. We should talk about Space Jam. With the Spacey Jam, it was like I'm just gonna come out here and say it. Neither one of them are great.
No.
Like, neither one of them are great.
No.
I think the first one is still better, only because it's 30 minutes shorter, which that's a plus for it right there.
Yeah.
Also, in the first Space Jam, our first animated scene is 7 minutes into the movie. Yeah. And then we first meet the Looney Tunes 12 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
I looked, and Space Jam New Legacy, the first time that you have any sort of like animation and you meet the Looney Tunes is 26 minutes into the film.
Yikes.
So a half an hour of just LeBron James not being able to act.
Either that or Don Cheadle trying his best.
Yes, that's what you get in the first 26 minutes of the film. And then Bugs Bunny's there. And then you're like, oh, the movie's good. The movie is good now.
Oh, we got double Angel now.
There we go.
Had to switch.
There we go.
No worries. Yeah, so like again, neither one of them are like the perfect film, but I think the first one still is gonna also Michael Jordan. I don't know if it's because he's used to doing a bunch of commercials or what it was. He was just better and more charismatic, and he's not even that charismatic in the film.
No.
But he's still.
What people said though. But LeBron, he acted commercials too, so I didn't see like what was so different.
That's also the weird thing about the new movie. I know we've had our time to talk about.
Yeah, we talked about the new one. Yeah,
but like from what I have heard, LeBron is known to be like a fairly like expressive, fun kind of guy, which he is the opposite in New Legacy. Like that's his fatal flaw in the movie, is that he's boring and all about the work.
And maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why Michael Jordan comes off as more likable, because he's likable to his kids. Yeah. He just seems like a more like people don't like actively dislike LeBron James in this like Michael Jordan like they do in the LeBron James one.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, this is, you know, I don't know, Michael Jordan just seems better.
It also feels more like just Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan.
Yeah. It also is weird because like when he interacts with the tunes, it's different than when LeBron was interacting with the tunes.
It feels more natural.
Yes.
Yeah, because LeBron was just focused on acting instead of just being himself. But Michael's like, it's regular. Like,
yeah, Michael's just like, hey, yo, what's up? How's it going? I'm Michael Jordan.
Yeah. He's doing the sort of like side eye look down at them where he's like, okay, guys.
Mm-hmm. He does a part where he like puts his hand out in front of like Bugs at one point to like stop Bugs from like going after like the Monstars, and I was like, yeah, that's good. That's just a good little, just be like, hey, hold on, I got this, man, you know, type of thing. And I don't know, maybe that's like a presence thing of like that's the way that Michael Jordan is. But I will say, good for him. Like he's filming this while they're doing like the 1995 playoffs. So I'm like, yeah, like he's in the, like, he's still playing basketball in 1995. Like he had just retired in 93. He did a couple years in the minors for the Chicago White Sox. And then in 95, he comes back, and because like originally they were going to do that. Like this movie was going to come out in like 93. And then they were like, okay, we got to stunt it because Michael Jordan quit. So they put it on hold, and then it was basically scrapped. And then Michael Jordan comes back in 95, and they're like, let's put this thing back on. So they put the movie back on. And so like he's filming it in like a green screen during the season. And I'm like, that's dedication. That's pretty. And like, it doesn't look like he's like filming it during the season, you know?
That sounds so exhausting.
Oh yeah. Like I think they talk about it in that Michael Jordan Netflix documentary. Mm-hmm. I think they talk about how he was doing that and playing ball and like doing like a back and forth thing.
Like a sports career or a film career on their own are already extremely time consuming.
Yeah.
Just by themselves.
Which it does kind of make sense though, because like Michael Jordan doesn't play a lot of basketball in this film.
True.
He's like, he does like a little bit of it's definitely more of a Looney Tunes movie. Michael Jordan is here. Yeah. And he is a presence, but it is definitely a Looney Tunes movie. Yeah. Which the other film, New Legacy,
felt like the LeBron movie plus these weird cartoons.
Exactly. And there are cartoons here. Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, then it just seems a little bit weird. What did you guys think about this film after watching it again after so many years, I assume?
I just thought it was a classic. Like this movie I could actually watch, like, and it will never change. It just feels good watching it. It's nostalgia. Like I'm like, because I watched this when I was like a kid. So
yeah, I mean, it's got kind of a like that very like distinct 90s like camp to it. That, you know, at a certain level, like it's managed to stay relatively charming. But I feel like there are some parts that even when I was watching it the first time, like the part where Newman's getting like inflated into a balloon.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure even when I first watched that movie, I was like, this doesn't look quite right, but
Yeah.
I'm 8, so I'm not gonna.
Yeah, like it's weird because like the CG animation doesn't hold up, but all the 2D animation still looks really good.
Yeah.
Like all of the Looney Tunes still look phenomenal. It's just that weird CG stuff that they do.
Yeah, the parts where they're like sneaking into the house and you see like the lawn like lump up around and like the carpet and everything looks great.
Yeah, adding those practical effects, mixing that practical with the 2D, brilliant. It looks really good. And then
it's also interesting to like consider this movie as like basically the result of the shoe commercial that it kind of was birthed from,
the hair Jordans,
but also obviously very much inspired by Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And like I had heard a thing where like the director of Space Jam reached out to the director of Roger Rabbit and was like, what advice like can you give while I'm trying to make this movie and like, merging the animation with the real. And the response was, do not make this movie. It nearly killed me.
Well, hey, that's one of those like you only got to make it once and then never make it again. Never attempt this again. There was one part that I thought, I don't know, maybe they should address when Tweety Bird goes and does the fight scene with the big. There's like almost like an Oriental like score that's playing. I'll have to go back and listen to it again.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, maybe. I mean, it was 1996. But I mean, so maybe now I'm kind of like, maybe, HBO, maybe go fix that just a little bit. Add like maybe like a different little bit of soundtrack to that. Just like, I mean, you're Warner Brothers, so like you can do whatever you want with it. Just add something else. Just for the, streaming stuff.
Yeah. There were also like other little bits in there that like haven't necessarily aged well. Like
but there wasn't a lot, which I thought was good. Like there wasn't a lot.
The entire relationship arc between Bugs and Lola felt uncomfortable.
Yeah. Why?
There's a part where like they've known each other for like maybe 20 minutes. And Bugs up and just like grabs her and kisses her.
Hey, they had just played a basketball game and she had already kissed him first. So it was already there. Yeah, she kisses him first. Like when he saves her the first time.
I don't think that makes it better.
It doesn't, but I'm just trying to add context.
True.
Like,
I show that role. Like Bugs and Lola, they're always going to be for each other.
Yeah. But this was also like it was a situation of like, it was clear that they hadn't met yet.
They had met? What are you talking about?
It didn't seem like it. Because
they had literally just played a basketball game together.
I'm talking about like when they're practicing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When he calls her doll and she's like, don't ever call me doll.
Yeah.
Well, that's like, he doesn't kiss her until afterwards. Like he doesn't kiss her until the end of the ball game.
Really?
Yeah. He calls her doll and then like she leaves. She literally goes, scores a layup and then leaves. Like she walks out of the gym and then like and then Bugs is like, yeah, she likes me. And then so like then they play the whole basketball game and then he saves her. She kisses him and he has like the hearts and everything.
Right. Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, Michael Jordan goes off to play baseball and then Bugs kisses her. And then Lola's like, woo hoo hoo, and like pulls the scene change down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot better. It's a lot better. Yeah. It's still not great, but it's better.
True. Fair enough.
Yeah. I liked that. Like it was. I was honestly surprised at, you know, how much like it held up a little bit. Like it was still like really, I was like, oh yeah, like I could watch this movie again. Like New Legacy, I would probably skip the majority of it.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, I would skip the first 30 minutes of New Legacy because there's nothing there.
Yeah.
And I'll probably watch the basketball game and New Legacy.
I guess.
Yeah, that would be like, it's like, it's just like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know if I would watch the basketball bits in New Legacy.
I would just skip to the like 5 or 6 decent jokes in the movie and then move on.
I mean, you play a real game. How many characters you can know and
Maybe.
when
Speaking of that, I like what they did in this one. So like they have the animated like and it's 1996. So I mean the technology isn't really there, but I like what they do. It's really kind of clever and like also cheeky at the same time. So they there's models in the background. Most of them are just like standing. They're just still models. Some of them are moving models, but they're all on like the same loop. And there's one point where 2 of them are right next to each other and both turning at the exact same time, the exact same way. And there's the cutout of the cat that Pepe Le Pew always chases.
Right.
They're like constantly putting that cutout just randomly in the bleachers to add a little bit of, you know, different color variations to everything. Because like a lot of like the Looney Tunes are, you know, very bright colors. And so like they're adding the black cat to give a little bit of contrast throughout. And it's literally just like a cut and paste of the same cat. Like it'll be here and then it'll be here and then it'll be here. And then it'll be like in 5 different places in the same scene.
Wow.
And it's just a cutout of the cat going like this. And that's it. It's like a side profile of the cat. And I'm like, that's good. That's good. There's also, they put the cat in the tunnel at one point. They put little bitty like cutout characters in the tunnel. It looks like you're playing like an old like NBA 2K game or like a Madden game where they just kind of like put like the cardboard cutouts of people up. That's what it looks like if you go and like watch the basketball scene and then like look in the tunnels. There's just like standing like cutouts of people in and there's one where like the cat's there and it's like cheering and I'm just like, what is going on? Like that was the first time that I noticed it. I was like, wait, that's the cat that chases Pepe Le Pew. And then I was like looking, I was like, that cat's everywhere. So like I just thought it
threw her all over the
like
place.
they throw her all over the place. And yeah, like that same dude who's like he's like in like a gray trench coat. He's like constantly here and then he like looks to the left and he's back and then he like looks to the left and he's back. He's all over the place to give and like they never, you know, focus in on the crowd. So like you can see the crowd moving and it's these people moving in the crowd, but they never like zoom in on it. So you can never see that it's only like 5 different people. They also blow characters up for the crowd, like the little chipmunks.
Yeah.
They like blow them up and they're like the size of like a regular person, like in the crowd.
I don't think I like that.
It's so like I whoever did it, like good for them, but they also were like, I'm running out of time here. I'm so bored. I'm like, so tired of doing this. I'm just gonna blow
job, but also I can't believe you got this passed.
Yeah, it's like but at that point, no one's looking at that. They're like, the little kids aren't gonna care. Yeah. Like, what's gonna happen? Some idiot 30 years from now is gonna watch this film and like try and nitpick it. And they were right. That was me.
They are. I mean, Lord knows I had never noticed it. So
what did you guys think of the voice acting?
I mean, it
was good. Like,
it's been a while since I watched like the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show, so I don't have like the freshest reference point of like what those what like the Mel Blanc sound for those.
I don't think it was Mel Blanc. I think it was Billy West.
It wasn't. I'm just saying, like, comparing like how they sounded in this movie versus
back. Yeah.
Versus the original character voices.
Gotcha. It was there were definitely some parts that were a little bit weird. But they were like good weird too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that like 3D like that CG 3D animation that they were doing, that looks terrible. It looks just bad.
Yeah.
But also like Moron Mountain. Of like, I don't think they would do a Moron Mountain in 2021. They're not gonna call something Moron Mountain. Also, who wants to go to Moron Mountain? It's like, hey kids, guess where we're going today? It's Saturday. That means a trip to Moron Mountain.
I don't know.
That doesn't even sound fun.
Yeah, right. It's like, I don't want to go to Moron Mountain.
We're talking like alien cultures and societies. Maybe it's got a different connotation.
I don't think it does, considering like it looks kind of dilapidated.
Right.
And there's the ride that will literally blow you up and possibly murder you.
Maybe that's part of the necessary renovations, is getting a new name.
That's fair.
They need new attractions, and they need a new park name.
Yeah.
They could have just Six Flags though. Like Six Flags was during time, so he could have just learned from the best.
And Warner Brothers has that thing going on with Six Flags, so I mean, like, could have called it Six Flags, but then they would have been like, yeah, we don't want to be like, we're gonna make the Looney Tunes slaves at Six Flags.
Yeah,
you know, that would be a little bit weird.
It'd be.
I mean, they do have a little Toontown in Six Flags though, dedicated to them.
Yeah.
But they're not stuck there.
Yeah.
Forever. Also the R. Kelly. I didn't think that we were gonna. I forgot that we hear I Believe I Can Fly twice in this film.
Yeah.
Was that at the beginning?
Yeah, you hear it at the beginning, and then you hear it at the end when he like comes down from to play baseball again.
That song is basically established as like the theme of Michael Jordan's character arc.
Yes. Like how his dad's like, you're really good at this basketball. And I like how we're like, yeah, Michael Jordan at 9 years old dunked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very possible. I don't know, but like a standard goal, he's not going to get that. I don't think any like 9-year-old has like hops like that. Like that's.
But this is one of the things that I like about this movie is that like the movie is never about like Michael Jordan being good at basketball. It's like the beginning of the movie is like by like 5 minutes into the movie, he's already had an entirely successful career.
Like the first, like you see all of his accolades in the previews.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm retiring from basketball. And you're like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Hi, Michael.
He starts the movie in a midlife crisis.
Yes. It's a crazy bit, but I enjoyed it. I was like, all right, yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot better than 30 minutes of garbage.
True.
I'm just saying, like 26 minutes of not really caring about this exposition of this story. Just show me the Looney Tunes. Yeah. And I like in this film, they were like, we're going to show you the Looney Tunes. And they did. And I was like, thank you for showing me the Looney Tunes.
I'm trying to remember what the actual joke was. There was a bit where Stan was like, the shot is of him like having dug out this freaking golf hole trying to get to Michael. And he says something to like passersby.
The guy comes over and he's like, what's going on? And he's like, I'm fixing a divot.
Yeah.
It's like, and the guy's like, he's fixing a divot. And it's like, bro, that's a hole that he's standing in. I do like on that same bit when Michael Jordan gets pulled into the hole and stands about to take the picture, he like turns around and looks at Bill Murray and he's like, "Where'd you get that camera? Don't point that at me." And he like knocks the camera out of his hands. And I was like, "That's great. That's a good little." Just Bill.
The problem is the camera.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that was like Bill Murray just like improving that because I mean like, just like it's so quick and it's just like, "Where'd you get that camera? Don't point that at me." It just like knocks it out of his hands. He's just like, "Oh."
It feels very much like an improv brain joke.
Oh, definitely. And like Larry Bird's just there.
Yeah.
I also kind of do like that they kind of address Michael Jordan's gambling problem.
Really?
Yeah, like when they're trying to get it closest to the pin, they're like closest to the pin gets dinner, and it's like, yeah, and it's like, I'm like, man, maybe don't. But I do like Bill Murray at the end of that too. He's like walking back, like he and Larry Bird are walking to the golf cart, and they're like, "Man, I hate leaving Michael there, but I don't know what to do." And like Bill Murray's like, "I went ahead and gave us a 2 because I don't think either one of us were emotionally prepared to putt after what just happened." Yeah. And I was like, smart. That's smart on Bill Murray because he was at least that would have been a very long birdie putt for him.
Yes. True.
So, yeah,
good strategy.
It's a very good strategy on Bill Murray's part.
Yeah.
I like how Bill Murray wants to be a basketball star.
Yeah. The fact that was just kind of like his running bit during the whole golf scene was just really entertaining.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end, he's just like, "What could have been?" Just like, I also like how Bill Murray gets the last line in this film.
Yeah. Like
he gets the last line of dialogue, and I'm like, good for Bill Murray.
Good for Bill.
Good for Bill.
No.
Well, what would you guys like rate this film? Okay. So
let's our rating system.
We'll do our rating system first. So, stream, rent, pass, stream, rent, buy. So, what would you give this one?
I'd give it a stream, maybe like a low rent, just to see what all the meme is about.
Okay. What about you, Angel?
Yeah, I'll probably do the same because like anytime I really want to like a family movie night or something, just like there we go.
Yeah. And same, like I would not mind renting this film. Like if it's not on HBO Max and then everyone's like, "Oh, let's watch Space Jam," and I look and it's like $3.99. It's like I have no problem spending $3.99 to watch this movie with some people. And I got no problem with that. So yeah, I think, we're all in that good, like stream rent, so that's good. Where would you guys, if you were going to stack this next to Space Jam and Space Jam New Legacy, where would you rate these two? Which one's better?
The first one.
First one's drastically better.
Yes.
Yeah. But I really like number 2, like the second movie, animation, everything, like, and who they have. But their storyline, that's what.
And that's the fact that that's the biggest thing that will kill that is the story.
Like if they probably would have continued from the first one, because they could have continued. It had a little let up, but unless change it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, regardless of how much the animation may have improved in the new one, the fact that the old one's animation still holds up, like, it's I don't know.
Yeah, it was also funnier. That's the thing too. Like it was so fun. Like the fact that there were like 3 jokes, period, in Space Jam New Legacy, and one of them is about Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Like the fact that like in my opinion is the funniest joke in the entire film.
I would agree. It's also just nice to see Michael B. Jordan.
Exactly. You're like, hey, it's Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And he does a Clear Eyes, Full Hearts, Can't Live. I'm just like, Friday Night Lights, my man, still repping that East Dillon Lions. It's the Dillon Panthers, the East Dillon Lions. But he does become a Dillon Panther at the end of the series because they merge the schools again, and he is playing quarterback for Dillon. Anyway,
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Watch Friday Night Lights. If you want to watch Michael B. Jordan in Friday Night Lights, it's seasons 4 and 5.
Good to know.
So he is not in seasons 1, 2, and 3. That does not have him in it. But Taylor Kitsch is in every single season. So if you want to watch Taylor Kitsch, and if you don't know who that is, he's from Battleship and John Carter of Mars. A failed Disney film that was supposed to be a franchise.
Yeah.
That did not work.
No.
Next week. What's next week, guys? What's on our docket?
We have a lot of movies that came out. Marvel's coming out. Suicide Squad came out.
Oh, Suicide Squad. We should do a Suicide. You guys want to do a Suicide Squad?
The first one and the second version.
Oh shoot, we should do Suicide Squad and then the Suicide Squad.
Really?
What's the difference though?
Suicide Squad's not good and the Suicide Squad is good.
Are you talking about like the first one that came out and the second one?
Yeah, so the first one with Will Smith is not.
It's not good.
But it's not like compared to this one.
The new one? Okay.
Yeah, compared to the new one, it's like Space Jam New Legacy. That's what the first one is like.
Hearing about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
The new one.
I definitely watch Suicide Squad. A+, really, really good.
The Suicide Squad.
Sorry, yeah, the Suicide Squad, the new one. With who's in this one?
John Cena.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson, John Cena, Idris Elba, which I think, and this is probably a very unpopular opinion, but I think Idris Elba way better than Will Smith.
I was about to say, did he cover Will Smith?
No, it's a completely different character.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah.
But they have the daughter still, and Will Smith had that.
Yeah, they both have a daughter still, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it's kind of weird how they do it. But yeah, it's John Cena's in it, so you get cool John Cena.
You still got Margot Robbie doing
Margot Robbie, yeah. Nathan Fillion is there. Nathan Fillion's there, and so is that super German guy he's a comedian. He was on a lot of Conan shows.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, dang. He's in it. He's really fun. And he got like jacked for this role.
Good to hear.
Like they showed like some like he posted a bunch of pictures and he's like he got in shape to be a superhero. And you're like, dang, son.
Wow.
Good job. You
put in the work.
Looking good.
Yeah.
He definitely put in the work. Let's do Suicide Squad. Let's do the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I don't really want to do Suicide
Squad. I want to watch Suicide Squad about
plus Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. Mm-hmm. Great.
Wow.
And what's his face?
What is his face?
Who's the guy that who directed it?
Oh, James Gunn.
James Gunn. Is Sean Gunn his brother?
I don't know.
The dude who was in the Guardians movies, that was like Blue Dude's like right-hand man.
I don't know.
Anyway, he plays Sebastian the Rat and the Weasel.
Nice.
So he gets two characters. That's him. But yeah, so he's in it, and I think Sebastian is like a show stealer.
Sick.
Yeah, Sebastian the Rat. Very good.
Wait to watch this and see how good.
I don't know.
And Peter Capaldi. So if you like Doctor Who, Peter Capaldi's in it.
I love me some Peter Capaldi.
Okay.
I was saying Capaldi. Yeah, it's Capaldi.
Yeah.
It's the 12th Doctor. He's in it. Yeah. So you can watch if you like the Doctor Who. Yeah. I don't know. Is it really? Was Jeffrey Rush really a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Well, no, that's not Jeffrey Rush. What's his name? Crap.
Something you're right. Hurt. It's not Jeffrey. It's John Hurt. Yeah, not Jeffrey Rush. Now, if Jeffrey Rush was the doctor,
Oh my gosh.
That would be amazing. Yeah, you're right. John Hurt. My bad. Yeah. I forget that random spin-off episode with John Hurt. And they're like, John Hurt's there, and then Pennett's
like
there.
John Hurt as the War Doctor. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is the thing now.
Yeah, so we had the movie where there was the Doctor in one movie and then never spoken of ever again. And then we have a Doctor that's in one episode.
I did actually watch the Paul McGann.
What'd you think? Movie. Isn't that the most bizarre film you've ever seen?
I enjoyed it. I can't, obviously I don't remember much from it. I did really like the kind of steampunk library TARDIS.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. I do like they also cool blow set. The TARDIS up at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's Sylvester, right?
Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy dies at the beginning of that one.
Yeah. He is shot down.
You're like, oh, Jeebus. They blew up the TARDIS and killed the Doctor. It's crazy. We should do a Doctor Who.
Do an episode about weird, I would love to do an episode about the Doctor Who movie.
The Doctor Who movie would be a ridiculous episode. It would be crazy. Speaking of crazy, we should go ahead and wrap up.
Yes.
We talked about the Spacey Jam.
Yes, we jammed about the space.
We jammed. Everybody get up. We're gonna slam. I don't know.
Ready for the jam.
That song's good too.
It's a good song. Yeah, it's a lot better than the song that they put in New Legacy.
Yes.
Which they didn't put any song in New Legacy. There was no cool, catchy space movie. Yeah, it had a soundtrack, but there was nothing that you were like, yeah. It had no soundtrack or song in it that kids since 1996 have warmed up to.
I mean, this was the old
the YMCA or just pre-game basketball, football, anything.
Yeah.
We did when we had Space Jam, we did that when we pre-gamed for that was one of the songs, because I went to a little Christian school, so that was one of the songs that we could play. So we had Space Jam that was always popping for 5th and 6th grade, and then when I played soccer, we also had Space Jam popping for 5th and 6th grade, because I played at the Y, and it was we'll have we can do Space Jam because it's it's the Y, and everybody loves Space Jam, and so we got Space Jam. Wow.
In conclusion, Space Jam.
In conclusion, watch the first Space Jam movie.
It's decent.
Or yeah. If you wanted a Looney Tunes movie that has Michael Jordan in it,
that's
Space Jam.
That sure is what it is.
That is, yes, it is. Angel, where can everybody find you social media wise?
AOA Zanny at Instagram and Twitter.
Noise, Connor.
I'm on Twitter at Connor Thiessen, as well as at Tall Lanky Guy 96 for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and then YouTube and Twitch as just Tall Lanky Guy.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at What's Up Fandom, on Twitter, What's Up Fandom PC for podcasts. All of our episodes available: iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Go to What's Up Fandom. We're also on Twitch at What's Up Fandom. Find us there. Thanks to 1 Outta 10 for the intro and outro for this episode. Check them out on Spotify. That's 1 Outta 10. Everything's going to be in the show notes also. And thanks to our sponsor, Wild Bill Soda. Get 10% off your purchase by using code Fandom10 at checkout. Summertime's pretty much over. So, I mean, I'm going to have to do a new ad read because it's summertime's here. And now it's summertime's over. But you can still get delicious trinkets.
Exactly. Yourself down with some refreshing soda.
It's still going to be 99 degrees till November. So, definitely check us out there. We're always available if you want to reach us. If there's something you want us to review, let us know. Drop us a comment, shoot us a DM. You can also go to our website. We have a little submission thing, so you can be I don't like your show. Please bring back other old people. That's fine. You can do that. Or you're I want you to do My Hero Academia. and then Josh will say no. Yeah, so yeah, that'll be, just let us know. You can always get in touch with us. So other than that, for What's Up Fandom, I'm Josh.
I'm Paul.
I mean, Joel.
Bye, everybody.
Yeah, what's up, then?
I'm not the leading authority on waxing poetic or using big words, but this writer is my philosophy about living in such a world.